chocolate chip cookies. To spend the day with me, we're gonna hang out. I don't know what to get. My eyeballs are burning. If you're new here, I do a Bible giveaway every video. So let's come together. Let's add these in. When did you start living on your own? Everything is so expensive. How can you afford living on your own? Crying face. How much do you pay for rent? I pay. How are you able to make money doing content creation full time? So I will be very, very transparent about this. Hi guys, welcome back to the vlog. We're doing a home vlog. You're gonna spend the day with me. We're gonna hang out. It's like 12:30. So I woke up this morning feeling absolutely unmotivated. I went to the gym and then I started my period at the gym and I was like, oh great, this is lovely. This is just what I wanted. That's probably why I wasn't feeling super motivated. I take you guys along. We're gonna like do some home stuff. We're gonna go to TJ Maxx, do a little haul. I have no groceries, and we're also gonna do like a cooking video. At the end of this video, we're gonna do like a little Q&A about living on your own, because you wouldn't believe how many DMs I get. What I got yesterday. I need a bowl. I don't have any bowls. Oh girl. So this is my dining room area. I have this chair from IKEA that breaks apart. And then for some extra cushion, I have this. But yeah, you see like these, this is like bar stools are supposed to go there. But I looked online at these like, I don't know, like all these like fancy influencers have these. And I'll show you a picture here. $300. And I found them on Amazon. Well, I think they're like $500 a piece, but I found like a dupe on Amazon. I'm gonna look at the reviews to make sure it's like actually like good, but I think they're like 200. I might only get 2 and I'm gonna use Afterpay. If anyone knows how to get rid of like this scarring, let me know, because I had those zits a couple weeks ago and they done wrecked my face, mainly because I was popping them like every day. It was so weird. I popped them all and they all came back like a week later, like all 3 of them. Got really tan going on a couple walks, but I'm tan. I always feel much more like prettier. You know what I mean? Just because, I don't know. There's quick and easy makeup look. If I was a rich girl. Na, 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 na. You know, the other day I was calling about my bank card because like it's about to expire. So I was talking to one of the bank employees and I was telling her, I was like, I called the other day, but they keep telling me they're sending me a card. They said they sent in the beginning of August, you know, all this stuff. She proceeds to interrupt me and tell me, no, they didn't send you a new card. I'm like, okay, so the first person I talked to, yes, they said they sent me a new card. So I was just calling to ask, you know, like, is it on its way, you know, whatever, because my card's about to expire. And she proceeds to interrupt me again. She's like, no, actually they haven't. And I'm like, okay, well, you keep interrupting me and I can't talk. That's what happened. I'm not making up a story. And anyways, I ended up hanging up because she kept interrupting me. She had no customer skills. And I get it. She probably talks to like a lot of mean people. But I was like, girl, like, don't tell me I'm lying. I'm just asking when my new card was going to be here so it's not declining at the McDonald's. And then I felt like really guilty for the rest of the day for hanging up on her. Let's go to the store. Here is the fit. Let's go get some home decor. So the area I want to decorate is this right here. I think I just want like some simple things, and yeah, those little frames are not gonna stay there. Going to my first store. Let's see what we can find. I'm hoping not to spend more than like $40, and the only reason I probably won't even spend that much if I got some picture frames, and I really want like some gold picture frames. There's also a Christian like photography brand, like canvases, and it's called like Light Your Room or Light the Way. Girl, so cute, so expensive. I might get this. I don't know what to get. I think I want this bowl. Back from Walmart. I'm starving. It's already 4:16. Girl, I'm hungry. I got these little Reese's Puff things, so I'm gonna eat one because I'm shaky in the legs. I went to like a local place to get my meat and vegetables just because Walmart scares me of what they do to their meat. And they never have like organic meat, so I think most of this meat is like local. Honestly, I have no idea. But there was a Starbucks in there, so I got me a little chai. I got a grande iced chai with 1 pump of vanilla. I still prefer like the local shops because they use like powdered chai. But that is good. Whew, guys, I'm beat today. This is probably gonna be like a 2-day vlog. Do a little grocery haul for you guys. I ended up spending about like $120. We're gonna do like a quick run through. So, potatoes, veggies, garlic, some thinly sliced steak. I got stuff for sandwiches. I always get like the deli meat, cheeses, Sargento cheese. It's a little more expensive, but it's totally worth it because it just tastes better. I got these little ice drinks. Fun fact, when I was 12, I gave up pop and I just never had it again. But the last 2 years, I've been craving like a carbonated drink, so these little ices are so good. So if you've been trying to get rid of pop, and you want something that tastes good, 0 calories, 0 sugar, those. An Alani Nu drink, honey, tea, this little cute bag of apples. They tricked me though. The sign said $1.99, and I didn't know it meant I didn't know it meant $1.99 for a pound. That ended up being $6. I was like, take it back. Bananas, sour cream. Got these for breakfast, the Jimmy Dean ones. They're pretty dang good. Not good for you, they're just yummy. Eggo waffles, cereal bars. I'm just not in my Rice Krispie right now, and yeah. I got a little chocolate bar because I'm on my period. I know I'm gonna want this. I also got these little chocolate chip cookies. The Nestle Toll House, guys, this was good. Some arugula, Greek yogurt, an onion, and some cleaning paper towels, and I think that's it. Let's do some quick cleaning. Get some of my laundry done. I use borax to help get smell out. Because my gym stove stinks. I always get soapy water, this antibacterial Dawn dish soap, and then just clean my counters. A nice new trash can. Look at that. There's nothing in there. Something I do not cheap out on are good trash bags. Because I'm not trying to have stuff break on me. Nasty. Oh, that is just lovely. Morning. We still have quite a bit to get done today, so don't you go anywhere. Last night I ended up going to Olive Garden, then I walked around Target and I got a lamp. I'm gonna show you guys in a little bit. It was so beautiful. But today is Saturday. You know what that means? College football. Oops, I don't care about that stuff. But you know who does? My family. So my brother is having like a football party. I don't know. I'm just going there because my nephew's there. And I'm gonna bring these dips. When I went to the festival, they had like these homemade dips. So that's what I'm gonna make real quick. So it has to sit in the fridge. Oh crap, 6 to 8 hours. I gotta get started on this now. Garlicky garlic. I'm gonna tell everyone I made this homemade dip. And they're gonna be like, oh my gosh, you're such a liar. And I'm like, oh man, rats. And this sacred ingredient. Let's make some cookie dough. Guys, look how good this looks. Don't mind me, I'm also filming a Instagram story. I was actually gonna be like extra and make like these and do like a ganache filling and make like cookie sandwiches. I'm like, you know what? I'm not doing all that, okay? Sometimes I don't want to make things from scratch. And I was gonna do like peanut butter pie, but I was like, no. Let's add these in to the oven. I cook them for like 9 minutes, maybe 8. I don't know, we'll see.
Why'd you hang up? Didn't do it.
Because I was filming and then, oh, there's my fire alarm. Look at them. You know, like when your cramps are so bad, you feel like throwing up? That's how I feel right now. Like your legs get all weak and everything. So this is how I ended up decorating it. Look at this laundry. I always take such a long time to put these away, but ew, nasty. Okay, well that's getting rewashed. What a blessing it is that I have dishes to put away. Isn't God good? You know what, everybody, let's take a minute. Let's praise the Lord. Thank you, Jesus, that I am able to walk around my apartment and have stuff. Praise the Lord. Hallelujah, Jesus. Ugh. Almost fell down. Alright. Let's get this put away. Do the stanky leg. Do the stanky leg. Muy bonita. Let's vacuum. I really gotta get a new vacuum because this one smells like a wet dog. Okay, just got back from Kroger's. I got some of these little football cookies for the game tonight. I'm actually gonna make Mexican rice. You guys know I've been in my cooking era. Got some stuff to make authentic Mexican rice, and if it doesn't go good, that's fine. I'm bringing dessert. You guys know I can whip it up when it comes to baking. It's just so therapeutic for me, and I just love it so much. Every time I try to cook, I'm humbled very, very quickly. Speaking of learning new things, today's video is actually sponsored by Skillshare. This is so cool. Skillshare is actually the largest online community for creatives with thousands of classes led by industry experts across film, illustration, design, freelance, productivity, so much more. But basically, Skillshare can help take your careers, your skills, hobbies, or even side hustles to a whole nother level. So speaking of cooking, I've actually been taking these go at your own pace 101 cooking classes. It's where I can learn how to cut vegetables, cooking temperatures, foods that pair well together. It even teaches me how to season food. I know some people are just born to know how to like taste food and it'd be perfect, but I'm just not one of those. Skillshare also has some new improvements such as smarter class categories. When I signed up, I just put my interest and Skillshare immediately surfaces recommendations tailored to your goals. So with the holidays coming up, I just want to surprise my family with some fancy dishes. That's why I really like the learn by doing approach to teaching they offer. Basically, members can send in a project and then they get feedback from the community. Isn't that so cool? I'm just excited to like learn how to finally cook. And if this sounds exciting to you too, Skillshare is so kind. They're actually offering the first 500 people to use the link in my description. They will get 1 month free trial of using Skillshare. Especially with fall coming up, we're going to be spending so much more time indoors. I know I am. So this is the perfect time to learn something new. And for me, it's going to be cooking. And thank you, Skillshare, for sponsoring today's video. Now let's make some rice. One of the cooking classes I was taking, one of their tips is to get all your ingredients out, especially when you're cooking. And I never did that before. So that's what we're going to do. Okay, I have all my ingredients. Gotta blend it. Gonna add oil. Put some onion in. Some garlic. I really hope this turns out good. And if not, that's alright. So I'm doing this for like a minute. At least in the flavors. My whole apartment's gonna stink. I'm gonna fry my rice up. supposed to brown it. Look guys, my rice is browning. Stressing out a little bit. How do I know if it's too brown? It smells like popcorn. We're supposed to baby the rice. Some of this stuff. And then it's supposed to dissolve in this, so. Ooh, stress it out, man. Okay, gotta add the tomato stuff. Okay, stressing out. That's coming together. Oh, my eyeballs. Oh, freak, my eyeballs are burning. Ooh. Stir. Okay, the rice is done and I showered and everything. I'm gonna go to my brother's now. I don't wanna. Oh, wait, guys. This actually looks right. I'm gonna let it sit until I get to my brother's. But do you see it? You see it at all? It looks good. I'll show you guys at my brother's house. The rice looks pretty good.
Tastes good. I mean, if it's my already good.
Oh crap, we have to do the Bible giveaway question. Okay. If you're new here, I do a Bible giveaway every video. So here are the requirements and this week's Bible giveaway question. Don't forget to leave your IG handle. Do you live alone? What is your living situation? Do you want to move out? Like where are you at in your stage of life? What's your little situation? So go ahead and answer that in the comments and don't forget to leave your IG handle. I'm going to do the Q&A part of the video. This Q&A is going to be about like living alone and like finding an apartment and like what it's like living alone. I do get asked all the time on Instagram and just like in my comments. So I'm going to go ahead and like just go through all that, talk about how much I pay for rent, what it's like living on my own, how I even afford rent, why I even live on my own, like what's the reason. So we're gonna go ahead and go through that. I already asked on Instagram. I just remember watching these videos myself and I was like, how do you even pay bills? So we're gonna go through all that. First question, let's start from the beginning. When did you start living on your own? I started living on my own when I was 18 or 19 years old. I didn't really have a choice. Like I grew up living in random places. At that point, I think I was living in my aunt's boyfriend's attic, so I had needed a place to stay. I already know I'm gonna get this question about why didn't I live with my parents. I didn't really grow up with that option, so I'm not gonna get into that, but maybe one day. Oh, this is a good one. Were you scared at first moving in alone? Is it hard living alone? So this is my second apartment, but the first apartment I lived at was a little studio. I worked thirds, so I was gone all night, so I slept in the day, so I think that really helped with me being scared. But on the weekends when I was home during the nighttime, I would just still stay up all night because like it was a little spooky. My first apartment was a studio, so it was like 450 square foot. Basically a studio apartment, everything's in the same room. You got your kitchen, your living room, your bedroom, everything's in one room. And then your bathroom is like its own little closet room or whatever. So everything was open, so I feel like that made it more scarier. Also, the apartments I lived in, I mean, they weren't horrible, but like the motels right there, it was like a lot of sketchy people. So I would say, yeah, I was a little spooked out. The apartment I live in now, I am not scared at all. At nighttime, like if I ever wake up from like a bad dream, I guess that's like when I get a little spooked out. But the nice thing about living in an apartment is when you hear noises, like you know it's your neighbor. You know what I mean? Like you can blame it. If I lived in a house by myself, girl, no. How do you stay safe or feel safe? So I actually have a couple things in this apartment where I lock all my windows, obviously, when I'm sleeping. And then I'll show you guys real quick. I actually have this stick. I'll link it, but I got it off of Amazon. And you put it like this. And then obviously you lock it, but you push it up. So even if the door is unlocked, they can't get in. Also, I have a Ring camera, but my Ring camera comes with this little thing that hugs the door. I have these little clips, so they stuck on. I got these on Amazon too, and then you just go like this. And I also have it on the bottom. Like I don't want to show like the outside of my apartment, even though everything looks the same. But yeah, I have those little things that hook on there, and then I also put like this big stick thing. So if someone even tries to open it, it won't open. But to be totally honest with you, I pray the blood of Jesus over this place, and I'm not scared. Ring camera honestly helps a lot because it shows me who's there. So there's a lot of money questions. I'll probably do a couple questions of like finances and like how I could afford it. Everything is so expensive. How can you afford living on your own? Crying face. Honestly, until recently, I really couldn't afford it. I just had no other choice. Like I couldn't really be homeless. There was nowhere I could really live. So your girl is a hustler. If you guys don't know, like when I got out of high school, I had like, you know, little minimum wage jobs I would walk to. And then I had 2 minimum wage jobs. I walked to like a boutique, made $7.25 an hour. And then I would get done working there a 9-hour shift. And I'd have 30 minutes to walk a mile to get to my Dollar General job. And that's where I worked. And I used that. And I saved up $3,000 to buy a car. And I didn't even have a license at the time. I just bought a car off this rinkety-dinky lot just so I could get my factory job. So my factory job is where I made $15 an hour, and then I got it all the way up to like $22 an hour. Plus they had like bonuses. So I was making like $800 a week working there, but I was miserable. I did work there for like 5 years. So that is honestly how I was able to. By the grace of God, I had, you know, a factory job. I mean, a lot of girls, they're like, oh, I'm never going to work in a factory. Well, factory got me on my feet. So yeah. And you have 401k, you had insurance, stuff like that. Making $800 a week, I started saving up. I think I saved up like $1,500, nothing crazy. I got a studio apartment, and that one was like $490, I think. $490, and then you also had to pay electricity, which somehow it was like $200, and I called them crying. I'm like, I cannot afford this. But anyways, we got it fixed. So that's what happened, and now living here, I was still working in a factory, but I was like getting really miserable at my factory job, and I just couldn't afford it. The rent here was about triple what I was paying. But the reason I didn't move out of my old apartment, first of all, it was just so tiny, and I actually had 2 men break in. Yeah, so that apartment wasn't the best. I had 2 men break in while I was sleeping in the middle of the day, and they climbed up on my balcony with a ladder, and there was just crazy stuff. Yeah, so I seen they were building these, and I was like, okay, I literally called them. They were literally building, like, the parking lot and everything, and I was like, get me in there. To be able to afford this place, I quit my factory job because I was miserable. I was skipping so much of my factory job that I was no longer getting my bonuses, so my paychecks were like $600 a week, and there was a point where I couldn't afford to pay this rent, and I just moved in and I had COVID, and then no more COVID pay. So I was like, oh my gosh, like I'm gonna be homeless. I told the management, and she's like, it's fine, like we'll give you like an extra 10 days to pay it. Because they were straight up going to evict me after like 2 months of being here. But I got COVID and work wouldn't let me come in. And then they got rid of COVID pay, so I was screwed. I got like really miserable because I was like, I cannot afford even to eat. Like I'll show you pictures of what my bedroom used to look like. Then basically I started hustling. I got a serving job. I picked up every shift I could do. I started doing doubles. I also can bake, so I started selling my baked goods. I would do like these 3 for $20 deals and these little pans. And I still do that stuff just for like extra cash. If like rent was coming up and like I didn't have enough, I would go work some doubles, and then I would do like a treat box thing, and then it'd make rent. Yeah, basically, like I know it's very expensive to live on your own nowadays, and honestly, by the grace of God, that I'm able to afford this and hustling. Is it hard for you to manage your finances at times as far as budgeting? Well, up until like last year, there was no like managing finances. If I had $20, that was gonna get me to that was my gas to get to my job. And if I got to work and like I was serving and didn't have any, and like didn't make good tips, like that just sucks for me. Honestly, like it was just living dollar by dollar, not paycheck by paycheck, dollar by dollar then. And now, because social media is my job, I will be very transparent with you guys. Like this is the best I've ever been. Like not out here making buco bucks, but it is nice to wake up and knowing that like I don't have to go hustle to make sure my electricity's on, and you know I can actually go to the grocery store and get groceries. I can help more people, and that's my biggest thing. Like I've been able to help more people with this job, so thank you for even watching this video, because like this is what I get to do. I'm able to like send out Bibles to people, and I'm just gonna always be forever grateful for that. So like now I'm trying to learn how to do like the budgeting thing. I guess like I just don't buy a lot of stuff, to be honest. I buy my essentials. So right now I think I'm trying to like figure out how to like save and like do like savings accounts and stuff like that. Like honestly, I'm just kind of figuring it out. So yeah, that's just still something that's in the works. But if you have any tips, let me know. How are you able to make money doing content creation full time? So I will be very, very transparent about this, because when I would see it, I would be like, why don't you just tell us? So let me just tell you. When I was not full-time, when I was working serving, I would get like these little brand deals and stuff like that, and people would, like brands would pay me to post, or they'd see that I'm using their stuff. They're like, hey, like we see that you like our stuff. We'll actually pay you to make a video about it or something like that. I'm like, oh, cool. Like I already love it, so I get paid. Like, whoa. Then that kind of just like started happening more and more. So there's a couple different ways like content creators or influencers make money, and it's actually through brand deals. So basically brands will reach out through my email, through my DMs, and they just, I don't know, think I'm a good fit. And then we'll kind of like negotiate. This was before. So we'd kind of negotiate. I didn't know what I was doing. I was just like, oh, you're going to pay me $100 to do that? Well, frick yeah. That would take me, 8-hour shift serving on a Monday to make. And then little by little, brands would offer more and more. And I'm like, this is crazy. Like, this would take me 80 hours in a factory to make, and you're just gonna pay me that for a video? So I want to be very apparent with you. Now, what I make is definitely not what other people make. I've heard some other influencers, the high 5 digits for a 30-second video. Not any in my dreams, and I'm okay with where I'm at now because I'm doing better than what I have. So yes, content creation comes with brand deals. There is that side. There is also like views and stuff like that, but I don't get paid on views. Like TikTok, I don't make any money on there unless it's like a brand deal. Instagram, I don't ever really get brand deals on there. It's very rare. And then YouTube, I would say, is lately my most like paid platform. They pay very well with views. I can give you an example. A couple months ago, I had like a YouTube short go pretty viral, and it was like you got like $2,000 from it, and I was like, what in the world? So my family was eating good that night. I was taking them all out, mainly through brand deals. Yeah, I hope I was very transparent on that. I know a lot of people are not transparent, and like, it is very cool. It's a blessing. I will never take this for granted. That is how I'm able to make more money doing content creation, brand deals, that kind of stuff. If you guys ever have questions about that, I'm still learning a lot, okay? And I will be very open to that. So what's the best part about living alone? And do you ever feel or get lonely? Oh, girl, when I first started living on my own, I was lonely. Yeah, it does get a little lonely sometimes. I'm not gonna lie. Like, that is actually why I love YouTube so much, or podcasts, because I always have like, it kind of feels like someone's with me. Especially before I had like a lot of Christian friends, I distanced myself from a lot of my friends. So I would just get off of work on a Friday night and I'd be like, this sucks. It does get lonely, and I guess it pushed me closer to the Lord, because like finding contentment in Him is like what I really needed to focus on. But the best part about living alone is everything's yours. Everything's yours. It's like your own little like safe place. I never really had a bedroom growing up, or like a bed or anything like that. It's like the fun part is like little by little, you see it come together. How much do you pay for rent? I pay like all together, like with my Wi-Fi and my electric, it's about $1,300. So my rent itself, like just the rent, no electricity or anything, it's a little over $1,000. Oh, that's the good one. What is the most inconvenient part about living alone? The trash, we have to put it all in our car and take it to a dumpster. So that's the inconvenient part, because girl, when I first moved in here, I would let that stuff rise up in my little storage unit outside in the hallway. Oh yeah, and it was stinking. Okay, it was stinking everyone's hallway up. What are some things you wish you would have known of when you first moved in? Literally, everything costs money. Toothpaste, toilet paper, deodorant, pads, pillowcases, light bulbs, freaking curtain rods, a toaster, and then on top of that, just, paying the rent. Girl, a vacuum cleaner. I was picking stuff up. My first apartment, I was picking stuff up with my hands, like just going in the carpet, finding stuff to pick up and clean, because I was like, I'm not spending $200 on a vacuum cleaner. I ended up going to JCPenney's and having a big coupon, so that worked out. But yeah, just stuff like that. And like, you get so excited to move in your apartment because you think, oh, I want to decorate it. This is how I want it to look. And then you're like, I need a bowl. Like, I need plates. I need knives. And then like that stuff racks your freaking dollars up. If you're living on your own, be prepared to hustle, because then those management people, they want their money. Okay, and you better have it. Yeah, that's kind of the part that sucks. I loved apartment living. Do you have quiet or noisy neighbors though? No, my neighbors are pretty great. The lady that lived above me, she moved out, and like I said, they're nice apartments, but they're cheaply made. Like, these things are built with paper mache and hope, okay? And it wasn't her fault, but I could hear her sneeze, fart, pee on the phone. I could hear her plans, and I'm sure she could hear mine. Like, it was just one of those things. So yeah, that's like the part, but I have not had any upstairs neighbors for the longest time. I don't know why. Maybe because it's overpriced where I live, so no one wants to pay this, but I get it. Do you have a routine for dishes and laundry, or just as needed? I just do them as needed. I really do strongly believe in closing the kitchen. So you basically clean it up, get all your dishes in the dishwasher, press go. I like to deep clean once a week. I like to deep clean my bathroom and mop once a week. And then other stuff I just do every day. So the last question is, do you think about moving to a new apartment? Little backstory. Growing up, like I said, I would move every 6 months. Like I went to 13, 14 different schools growing up. So I was always on the go, okay? And I got so used to that. I got so used to not being in a place. I've never had like a home, you know what I mean? Like I've just lived everywhere. Not having that stability, I realized in my 20s that like I moved out of my other apartment at 2 years. And then when I hit the 2-year mark here, I was like, I'm bored. Like I need something else. Like I don't want to live here anymore because it's just boredom. And then like I was like, well, I can't afford like down payment anywhere else. I'd have to sign another year. So I signed another year here. And then I was almost about to leave this September. And I was like, why? Why would you need to leave? Like I was looking everywhere because I wanted something bigger. What is actually the logical reasoning for you to leave? It's because you're bored? So I learned that I had like a boredom problem. So like I was becoming bored where I was because I was so used to like the unstableness growing up. I was like, I need something new and exciting. No, girl, you just got to be okay with not having trauma. You know what I mean? Like that's all I needed was some stability, and I got bored with it. So that is something God really expressed to me in this all. Like you just need to be okay with being content where you are. And ever since re-signing my lease, I'm going to do a whole apartment tour sometimes. So don't worry, I'm going to do it. But I actually have been like buying, because I usually don't buy myself anything, and I've been like buying like little vases, and I bought a $70 lamp. That is so expensive, but it literally makes me so happy to come home and see it. So I'm like, wow, like I'm putting my apartment together after 4 years of living at this one, you know? So I'm like, no, I'm going to stay here. I'm going to allow God to just keep, you know, I'm learning to be content where God has me. And I will see you guys in the next video. Bye!